Artificial intelligence, or AI, is changing our world. Alexa can recognize your speech. Facebook can recognize the faces of your friends. And machines are beginning to help us diagnose disease. But how can we get AI to do what we want it to do? How can we design AI for well-being? Well, AI is smart, but it's not very clever. We can show it lots of examples of things, and it can become quite good at recognizing similar things, such as birds, trees, dogs, at least most of the time. If we show it lots of examples of similar things through what's called training data, it can learn to recognize patterns and make predictions, such as predict future weather, the progression of disease, the language of spoken speech, sometimes even better than people can. But there is a catch. AI is only as good as the data that it's trained on. Now, training data basically consists of a large data set that's used to teach AI systems how to recognize patterns and make predictions about the things that we've just discussed. Training data can consist of text, image, video, and this is labeled to make it recognizable and understandable to the machine. Through this training data, AI can be given the answers to a given problem by including corresponding labels to the answers within the data set, such as what a bird looks like or how a disease might progress. So, with the right data, it works great, but with the wrong data, we can end up with a lot of problems. For example, the speech recognizer in Alexa might never understand my voice commands if it had only been trained on data without containing Irish accents. Someone could be rejected from a loan because their surname is spelled differently to the names used in the training data. Or a facial recognition system might not recognize faces of a certain skin color if it had only been trained on images containing white or black faces. So we need to challenge how AI is designed. Rather than focusing on the data that interacts with the AI system, that will interact with the people, we need to focus on the people that will interact with the AI system to create people-centered AI. I therefore propose a new approach to designing AI for well-being, called essentially Designing AI for Well-being, to put people at the heart of new products, services, supported by AI systems. Now, designers and design researchers have been working for some time to put people at the heart of new products, services, and architectural designs. So why not AI? There exists great potential for design experts and AI experts to work together to create people-centered AI. As a design researcher, I've been working alongside design experts to develop future AI for sound technologies, particularly those for the home and workplace. Before we went out and gathered any data, I asked people, how should we develop future AI for sound technologies? So what did people say? Future AI for sound technologies should confine or reduce mechanical noise, such as the sound of heavy machinery on building sites, or noisy appliances in the home. Think blenders, drills. Future AI for sound technologies should remove unwanted sounds from residential areas, such as the sound of heavy traffic, or the sound of multiple dogs barking, for example. Future AI for sound technologies should enhance or include pleasant sounds, things like the sound of nature, rustling of leaves, bird song, running water. People said that this new technology could help you sleep or relax more at home, but could also improve both collaborative and reflective work in the office place. Now, people had their own ideas about how this future technology should be shaped. And one such idea was to create an AI system that could recognize employees' emotions and could then suggest personalized listening experiences to either enhance or suit their mood. Another idea was to create a network of sound sensors in residential areas that would capture and record emerging sounds as they happened, and it would allow local residents to submit live feedback about how they felt about those sounds. That feedback could then be used towards government regulation of planning and development, but also construction sounds, to reduce noise annoyance to local residents. Now, while we don't yet know how we will create these future technologies, we now understand the needs that underpin them, and we're beginning to understand the types of data we will need to gather in order to create these future technologies. This is just the beginning of designing AI for well-being. We still need to find new and innovative ways to engage people throughout the design process of these new AI systems so that they're created with their needs and well-being in mind. AI is changing our world, but designing AI for well-being will positively transform it. Thank you.